Hi guys, we're talking about Wisdom Wednesday, or it is Wednesday. Let's get connected here. Hi guys, this is a live, but also it's going to be an IGTV, so any YouTube. So it's like just connecting whenever you are wanting to say hi and wanting to kind of step into this space. This is the Wisdom Wednesdays are both a teaching and also meditation. It kind of coincides as everything we do can be a meditation and everything else and everything we do can be a teaching. It's kind of like connecting. Meditation is kind of connecting to the body and to the space that we are, and then a teaching is like the mind or like clarity, wisdom comes in and we kind of awakens and we kind of keep evolving. So there's an intention with the Wisdom Wednesdays. Just like I have retreats to kind of keep on waking up. Because we are all kind of awake or woke or whatever you want to call it. We have had school. Most places have now a school system where you kind of learn stuff. You take information in, kind of get like indoctrinated into different ways of seeing life. And this stuff kind of makes sense. Or for some, it makes sense. For others, it don't. So you either become pro this or like against it. And then if you're against it, you might find another school and then you're waiting for something that makes sense. And then a lot of times you listen to gurus or teachers and then you just feel you understand it. And then you feel very woke or awake. So most people out there feel very woke or awake in the Western world, or, they have a lot of school. In like the East, you have like spiritual teachers or different kind of teachings, different religions, or you go on internet and you find your group of like trying to organize and see life, which makes us very woke as a world. The problem is with this is that we are just kind of organized into, that is not the awakening I'm talking about. That is just the awakening of the mind, but just the mind without releasing the body, you're still confronted with the ego. So when you suddenly feel like aha moments, that is when your ego likes something. And it might not be what you think. So you think, oh my God, I had an awakening. I figured something. But that's just the ego seeking kind of tension. It seeks drama. So a lot of these people become, we demonstrate for different protests. It's a way for the ego to keep like being alive. It yearns to be alive. It yearns to be fed. The problem with the ego is that it keeps just burning the energy. It just wants more and more and more. You just have to put more and more and more energy on the fire, more logs on the fire. Until you might be an old man or old woman, and then suddenly you might be just done, and you actually start relaxing more body-wise. It kind of happens a little bit unconsciously. But that connection is just like, that is where a lot of people just suddenly, they can be very woke during their lifetime, but when they're old, they suddenly are just at peace. I remember my grandma was just at peace when the few years before she died, she was just like, she didn't really care about all the drama of her kids and life. She was not fighting anymore. So it's the same as, you run up all these mountains and then eventually your body you get a painful knee or different stuff, or you're just exhausted and you just sit down and just like, you start noticing the beauty of life So this this teaching, which I do call the East of Life, you can call it whatever you want, but it is kind of like starting this journey kind of on the other side, like realizing that we don't have to wait until the end after meditating for millions of years and or like many lifetimes or like right before we die. We can start noticing the beauty of life now. You can start early. I wasn't ready when I was 13, but I was ready when I was 21. You kind of have to have certain independence from like your parents or your kids or your husband or wife or your society. And then I realized there was a potential to relax and enjoy life. When you relax, you start enjoying, you start taking in. Well, what happens when you start taking in is that you start noticing all your resistance, all your patterns will start coming up one after the other. There's a lot of patterns of the ego that we have, which is unconscious. It is from society, it's from our parents, it's from our friends, it's from all these different belief systems, from our ancestors, from past life. There's so many patterns. So you can get kind of lost in that, but that is why these Wisdom Wednesdays and why I have this teaching is because if you really want to kind of go down into yourself and start becoming a sovereign being, meaning connected and at ease, like internally and externally, then that is something that needs to kind of be digested. So even if I talk about these words and give different teachings, the most important is like the intention. It's daring to show up, daring to listen to these IGTVs or YouTubes or lives or join the retreats or have a one-on-one, just daring to show up. That is the intention. That is what moves energy. Because the ego has come in and we created all these patterns ever since we're little. Even like we've taken on these unconsciously from our parents and from society. So we're all holding this like, my body tenses up with this food and that food, and I like this emotion but not that. I like secrets, or I like public talking. Like we have all these likes and dislikes, but that is still our ego. So we have the potential to move into sovereignty where we start allowing to connect with life. That means instead of pushing out and just keep running after our life, we can start relaxing and sinking inwards. That's what we're intention here. And in that release, you start kind of connecting with more of the feminine aspect, more the letting go aspect, the relaxation aspect of life, the wisdom aspect of life, where you can start like noticing your power, noticing your heart and emotions, noticing your mind, noticing yourself. And you can start returning to yourself as a being, as a soul, as a spiritual being. You can start claiming a space where you are just kind of connecting with life, but you're not attacking life. You're not attacking opinions. You're not attacking, protesting. You are at ease with life. Now, for most people, that this is a kind of a philosophical, be like, oh, that makes sense. But it has to kind of go deeper than that. The intention here is to move the energy behind it. So that is what we're doing. Then, as you start noticing this energy, you will start to noticing yourself, and there comes light in, there comes energy into you as a being. You will allow energy to come in a more harmonious way, as you are allowing to connect with your power effortlessly, not from needing to be rich or needing to be right or needing all these things, but because it is our birthright. It is just there. We can reclaim our power. We no longer need to give it away to our wife or our husband or our parents or our kids or our work. We can reclaim it, and from there we can start this internal lovemaking, which becomes a breath, and then you can gradually become more aware of this lovemaking internally as we kind of open to this understanding. And understand these teachings have been here on earth for millennia, but they've been hidden. So it's not something that everybody's like, it's not a competition between you or me or between you or somebody else. It's not something to do right. It is when you are done doing things right, done following all the teachings, done following all the rules in schools, that's when you can return to the maturity of yourself as a being. Then you can become a master of your own life. So that is what we're talking about at this Wisdom Wednesdays in different ways. But it's also just kind of showing up. I don't do it every Wednesday, but when it's right, the energy is there. It's just a kind of need something that will take time, and it actually keeps challenging you to dare to keep opening up past your patterns, because feeling energy and feeling power and feeling knowing can be very insatiable, can be very interesting, intriguing. But we also kind of have to just let it go and start realizing that everybody has this potential, and they will find it in their due time. So if you're ready to go down this journey with me, just come along, start showing up, and then we'll talk maybe on DMs or one-on-one or here or on my retreats, which is like a whole week long, kind of moving through different patterns to move it through. So that's the beauty of this. And then after the teachings, we usually do the silence part, where we kind of integrate and bring it deeper into the body. It is the intention that moves our energy into moving it out above and beyond our blockages that are inside. That's inside the body. That's inside our ego. That's inside our emotions. So let's go to the second part of this IGTV or live or YouTube. And we have a little break. If you want to join me, come with me, or you can watch other IGTVs that are already made, or show up for the next one. But we're going to have a little break, a little pee break for those who are here, whether you watch it now or later. And then we'll go deeper into moving this energy through the system. I will talk to you in a minute or two. So, beautiful people, we are back. It's a little bit more of a spontaneous one today since I didn't really share that I was going to do this. Kind of fun to keep it alive, change it up. That is what the body is. It's spontaneous. It's like it likes the creative, spontaneous energy. We get so focused with our mind, our ego to control and know I like this and try to figure everything out. So I'm not here to figure it out. It is being figured out. It's more allowing. It's like the ease of life is actually the awakening process. It's actually very innate. It's natural, but you have to dare to still show up. So it's not really me guiding you. It's really you guiding yourself. That something in you shows up. There has to be a commitment in you. My job is just to kind of shake things loose, and sometimes I read and feel your energy and what's going on to kind of mix and max. All my clients are kind of connected different. We have different gates that we have opened up and we are connecting to. So everybody looks at this differently. Some people are more mental, some people more emotional, some people more physical, sexual, or spiritual, or want to be a teacher. They have all these, or more work oriented. Anyway, lay down, lay back. If you're new, get comfy, put on some comfy clothes, find a bed or a couch. Or if you're sitting in the car, just, or in a train, you're just kind of letting the surrounding just pass by. Just kind of, we're bringing the attention inwards. So close your eyes. Start bringing the energy in. And you wonder, am I doing it? It's not about doing, it's actually about allowing. It's just what I'm talking about is just bringing in attention. Everything we are doing is attention. And as you start doing it more, then your attention grows and you become more aware of, you become more sensitive to everything, but also to yourself and to your own being, to your own soul. So let that energy come in. And don't do what I say, just listen. Soak in it. It's like a bath. So just let the energy come in. Let it become quiet. That's when you suddenly start hearing all the surrounding sounds. All the people around you knocking on the door. Where are you? Life out there wants to come in. They want to. Why aren't you engaging? They want your attention. They want your drama. But you can also let go and return inwards into non-drama, into the peacefulness of your soul, of your being. And let that back become heavy, your hips, shake your hips a little bit, let it weigh down. And down. And shake those shoulders a little bit. Drop it down. Yeah, the energy is starting to move down into your legs, into your knees, into your legs, into your feet. There's like a silent breath, silent flow. And drop it down. It kind of becomes heavier down in your ankles, your legs. We're doing the Wisdom Wednesday. We're at the meditation part. We're laying down in the bed. You can always watch this later. Yeah, let the belly drop. Your knee drop. Your knees, your toes, your wrists, your hands, your shoulders, we're doing the meditation. Some new people are coming in. I wonder what happens if I do this. Oh, you can wave at people. And drop the shoulders down. They're getting kind of heavy. And the energy is going down more into the toes, into your under your feet. And into your belly, into your chest, into your breath. Yeah, into the breath. Surrendering to the energy, just letting it coming in, but also just letting it out. And the energy of kind of life is just like this harmonious laughter. And then it kind of just goes up through your head and kind of in this creates this light inside, just this peaceful energy that is you, that has always been you, just returning to it and becoming more aware of it as your body releases more. As the body naturally can if you put that intention and have faith. Stupid word, faith, but it actually is a perfect word too. Good. We are done for today, and I will see you guys next time. Start moving and coming back into life.